So this afternoon, we've learned the Life Care Center in Kirkland reported 31 new cases today. Out of 35 people tested, 3 tests are non-conclusive. 1 person tested negative. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joyce Taylor.
And I'm Mark Wright. Good evening. So let's get right to it. King 5's Vanessa Mashania is live in Kirkland tonight to explain these new numbers from today. Vanessa, good evening.
Good evening, Mark. Joyce, that's right. Today we have learned that dozens more residents at Life Care facility in Kirkland have tested positive for coronavirus. But right now we're standing half a mile away in front of the gardens at Juanita Bay because we also learned today that this senior living community has had its first case of coronavirus. But first, let's talk about Life Care Center. So a spokesperson announced that every resident has been tested, and they got 35 test results back. So far, there have been, again, 31 confirmed cases, 1 negative, and 3 non-conclusive. They're still waiting on results of 20 more residents. Again, these are the residents that are still inside that facility. The staff, including the 65 who have shown symptoms, they have not been tested. But just a 3-minute drive away, however, the Gardens at Juanita Bay Assisted Living Home had their first presumptive positive COVID-19 case. Julie Schuler's 94-year-old mother lives there and got an email about it today.
They're taking steps like taking their meals to their, to their own apartments. They're using language like restricting visitors, urging residents to remain in their apartments. But how tight is that?
So you're concerned about the measures that they have in place right now?
Mm-hmm. And that, my family and I, we feel that it should have been stronger from the beginning.
In a statement, Transforming Age, that's the company that owns the Gardens at Juanita Bay, says that they have been taking extreme precautions and that they're trying to limit residents' exposure. And the company is working right now with the CDC, the county, and the state. So the patient from the Gardens at Juanita Bay here, they were taken to the VA hospital on Friday, and they are right now in stable condition. Now, as for those 31 positive residents at the Life Care Center facility right now, they will remain at Life Care Center unless they show acute symptoms. Then would they be transported to the hospital? Live in Kirkland tonight, Vanessa Mashania, King 5 News.
Vanessa, thank you. There is a new confirmed case of coronavirus at another nursing home here in Washington. The Snohomish Health District is investigating the presumptive positive test at the Josephine Caring Community Center in Stanwood. The patient is a woman. She's in her 70s. The same building also houses an early learning and child care center. Staff members are checking on residents every few hours, and that child care center is being kept separate from the long-term care facility.
Still in Snohomish County tonight, we've learned the Snohomish School District will close all schools tomorrow. This after the Snohomish Health District confirmed an employee who works in the Transportation Department office has tested positive for coronavirus.
And in Tacoma, 4 schools are closed. The district plans to close Sheridan and Lowell elementary schools tomorrow through Friday. Wilson High School will close for tomorrow only, and the closure for Lyon has been extended through Thursday, so Lyon will reopen on Friday after a presumptive positive coronavirus test at that school. Joint Base Lewis McCord says that a spouse of a JBLM service member has tested positive. The couple is now quarantined in their off-base home. JBLM says it is taking additional steps to protect service members, families, and others. Gate guards will wear gloves. There's no touch ID scanning right now. So we have seen the empty shelves at grocery stores, but how about at food banks?
King 5's Tony Black is live in Seattle tonight. So, Tony, how are their supplies right now?
In regards to food supplies at Northwest Harvest, they say they are where they should be right now, but they're looking for more donations as far as sanitation materials. But right now, they say their focus is being available and supporting the community through this coronavirus outbreak.
At Northwest Harvest's community market in Soto, it is a busy Monday.
Now is not the time to panic, it's the time to prepare.
Thomas Reynolds is the CEO for Northwest Harvest. He says one of the things they're doing to help is keep families fed that are impacted by school districts closing, like North Shore.
You have low-income families that are losing their main access point for kids to eat. So we're working with local partners to make sure those families don't experience a gap that they can't cover.
Reynolds says they're taking additional precautions at the market to help minimize the risk of exposure. exposure but are still in need of sanitation supplies.
Especially hand sanitizers. We want to make sure that people who experience hunger and experience low income have the same types of things that other people in society are buying for themselves.
The community market is open 3 days a week, but Reynolds said they're working with the community to make sure they get what they need.
And one thing we're noticing is that the volume of shoppers is actually down a little bit. So we're anticipating that the amount that they're taking home is a little bit higher. People want to reduce the number of visits, so we're helping people take a little bit more.
Now, in addition to helping out the North Shore School District, Reynolds also tells me they helped out the Colville School District over in Eastern Washington to help some of their families get some of the food as well. If you have any interest in supplying some donations that he mentioned in the store, you can reach out to Northwest Harvest through their website. For now, here in Seattle, I'm Tony Black, King 5 News.
Tony, thank you. New tonight, Boeing confirms one of its employees at its Everett facility has tested positive for the virus. All employees that had close contact with that person are home self-quarantining right now. Boeing's also allowing all employees who can work from home to do so.
Pearl Jam has postponed the first leg of its North American tour because of concerns about large group gatherings right now. On Twitter, the band wrote, "As residents of the city of Seattle, we've been hit hard and have witnessed firsthand how quickly these disastrous situations can escalate. The Pearl Jam shows will be rescheduled."